Talk selection. I'm going to give you some tips that make selecting pigeons a lot easier if you know what you're looking for. For starters, you want great feather. All the superstars in the world have soft, silky, supple feather. You can feel it. It's a different feather texture. They slip through your hands. Even babies, 30-day-old babies, if they have that kind of feather, that's exactly what you're looking for. Great feather. The next thing I look for when I handle a pigeon is buoyancy. This is one of my breeding cocks. I really like this pigeon. I'm not a fan of grizzles, but I like this pigeon. He is so buoyant. You can feed him all you want. He just stays very corky and buoyant. It makes racing so much easier if the birds don't gain weight. If you select super feather and super buoyancy, you're going to progress very, very quickly in the sport, because then when you feed those pigeons correctly, they just fly to the top. It's real simple. The other thing I look for, generations of champions. Uncles are winning, aunts, cousins, grandparents. You don't want a one-hit wonder. You want to see a lot of winners in the family. You also, if possible, want to see a lot of people winning with the family of pigeons. Look around and see, is anybody else scoring with them? Some of these top handlers in the world can just about win with anything. So then you get the pigeon in your hands. It's got the feather. It's got the muscle. Muscle quality. It's almost electric in the great pigeons. It's different. The real superstars have different muscle texture. I could just lay two fingers. I could even feel this texture through the bird's shoulders. The difference in its muscle texture on a pigeon like this. The great ones have a great muscle texture. It's really, like I said, it's electric. It's almost elastic. Look for great muscle texture. Now, flexibility. I don't like them carved out of stone. People handle a pigeon and it's like a brick. It's a beautiful carved brick pigeon, like it was carved out of wood. Maybe a sprint pigeon. If you're going to get a pigeon that's very stiff and strong back, strong body, it better be super buoyant. It better be very light, because if that pigeon is heavy, it has no chance. Now this pigeon is very corky, very light, very flexible. He's like ringing around in my hands. He's shifting, he's moving. When they fly for hours, they're not just flying like an airplane, even though an airplane has rudders. That tail is a rudder, the wing is a rudder. They're doing this. It's shifting, shifting, shifting. A flexible bird can shift and shift and shift and shift for hours and hours on end. Very important. Super feather, super buoyancy. Vents, yeah, I like strong vents, not necessarily completely closed. Strong vents though, up close to the body, not hanging low. If the tail's hitting you in the face and the vents are low, the bird's a cull. Now, for backs, I don't like too much back. The pigeons, they're not carrying things, they're flying. The back should be strong, but it doesn't have to be round and stiff like a lobster back. I know for years they used to say, oh, lobster back, find a bird with a lobster back. It's a show pigeon. Of course, there are birds that are going to win like that, but the real superstars have flexibility. And this bird is wiggling around in my hands. I had a hard time catching him in the breeding loft. He's raising his third round. I'm in Massachusetts now. My brother has some breeders here. I have breeders in Florida. So if you look for super feather, buoyancy, character, there's another thing to look for in pigeons. The great ones have character. Character is like they could fly through a keyhole. They go from the floor, snap, to the nest. Not like a pop, 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 like you see a chicken trying to get to a perch or coming off a perch. They snap. The door opens this much. They'd squeeze through it in a second. They'd shift. You can even see them in flight. The athletic ones, they're athletic. If you watch a bunch of, say, 5-year-old little boys on a playground, there's 3 or 4 5-year-old boys that are just like, boy, those kids can run. They're running like the wind. They're jumping. They're climbing. Some are more athletic. So if you have the opportunity to see a bird in flight, sometimes you can pick the athletic ones. But even around the loft, this pigeon is super, super athletic. So I'm trying to get a little bit of a close-up. He's molting and raising babies and super health. The other thing I should say is stay away from breeders that use a lot of medications. You want birds that are natural health. You want strong natural immunity. Meds, if anything, ruin the pigeons. And there's no place unless you're going to treat a bird individually. Birds can stay healthy naturally without any medications at all. This is another video in my series, The Pigeon Classroom. Frank McLaughlin, McLaughlin Lofts. If I provided any information that you liked, subscribe, share with your friends, and I'm going to keep them coming. Thank you.